Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Who's the captain right now? Virat Kohli?
Kohli. So Kohli has cropped up a lot of criticism for the poor bowling efforts of his teammates. So how can he prop them up? How can he give them the confidence that yes, if we make around 360, you can defend it. So what? So if you are Virat Kohli, what would you tell your team that now we are batting first, and whatever runs we get, we can defend. So how would you give them the pep talk? What would be your words if you were in his place?
Yeah. I mean, Kohli, he has a pretty good track record being a captain. So
Of course,
I would just, yeah, I think it's just, something the team is going through. Maybe they're scared of Corona or something like that. They're just, feeling down.
Corona isn't a factor because they have been in this bubble for the last 3-4 months, so they know what the bubble is all about. Being designated since the matches are happening at 2 or 3 grounds, only one. So now there is also a debate that maybe Rohit Sharma should be made the captain because he has won the title in the domestic competition. So maybe there should be a change of split captaincy or something, that 50 overs, 20 overs test matches. So what do you think in that context? Do you think there should be two different captains, maybe Rohit and Kohli? As you know, Rohit is injured right now. He is not part of the team, and Kohli has already expressed his disappointment about Kohli, about the injury communication, and he's made it quite public. And but apart from that, do you think maybe they should have this split thing, because that's a debate that's been going on, raging on for quite a while now?
Yeah. So split, when you say split, do you mean like the same match or like different
As
kind
you
of
know, in cricket, there
ODI?
are different formats. There's 50 overs, 20 overs, and
Yeah.
5 days. So maybe the theory
Yeah.
is
So Kohli is a captain for all three formats right now.
for now, but it's not the governing body's call. They have not thought about it, but the peripheral experts have given this, have put this in the minds of the governing body officials. They're not thought about it, but do you think they should go ahead with it, split it? Because other teams have done it successfully, because that then makes it very easy for one captain to relax, so that they can relax. Maybe Kohli is captain for ODI and Test. He may take a break from 20 overs and give Rohit a chance. So that's
Yeah.
how the thing is being positioned. What do you think?
Yeah. I think that's a good idea because you're reducing the stress and responsibility on the same person, right? You are dividing it on two players. And Rohit Sharma has been around for a long time. So
He's been
uh,
there for 13 years.
13 years, yeah, it's a long time. So yeah, I think that's one approach. I agree. And I think didn't Dhoni do that like with his captaincy as well? I think a
There
couple of
was a
years ago.
time when I think Dhoni retired. He resigned from captaincy,
Yes.
everything, and then he gave it. And then Kohli took the mantle. I think Kohli's been the captain for the last 3.5, 4 years. So he's been
I
doing it
said
fine.
that didn't Dhoni try out split captaincy before he
It
retired?
wasn't tried out. It was when Dhoni was rested, Kohli took over. So it wasn't exactly split. It was more like you take a break and I take over. That was the whole theory behind it. It was
Yeah.
more about taking
So
a break. But do you who so coming, since you know Kohli is 32, Rohit is 33, they won't be around for long. They're in that zone of reaching their mid 30s and retirement. Uh,
yeah.
so who do you think apart from Rohit and Kohli is going to take over the captaincy? Because I'll give you names. There's Prithvi Shaw, there's Shubman, there's I think Rishabh Pant, there's Shreyas Iyer, who have done well as captains in the domestic competition. So between someone like Prithvi Shaw, Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, who do you think is going to do the job?
I think the only name that I've heard from all these is KL Rahul. Everyone else is a new name for me.
Well, they're not exactly new. So you think KL Rahul is the guy to go to as a captain?
I don't know. I watched cricket like more than 2 years ago when I was in
I
India.
understand.
But,
It's okay. Just give me a
uh,
very base. It's fine. Even if
yeah,
you
I
have
would
to
just go
put
by
the sport, just
KL Rahul. I think I've
okay.
heard good things about him. So
Yeah, because he's the wicket keeper now, designated wicket keeper,
Yeah,
and he is
yeah,
the kind of guy who can come at number 5. He can open. And what do you think about Hardik Pandya? What kind of impact can he have? Because of course, there's a whole debate about is he a good all-rounder? Can he do a better job than the all-rounders gone
yeah.
by? Which we know there's only one all-rounder apart from Hardik Pandya who's had an impact over the past 3 decades. It's Kapil Dev. Do you think Hardik Pandya is also the kind of guy who can be your
Yeah.
permanent all rounder for the next 10 years? He's 27 right now. So let's say for the next 7 to 8 years, can he have that impact? Because there are still doubts about his all round capabilities since he's injured. So he doesn't want to bowl, though he started to bowl a little. So how do you think this entails?
Hmm. Good question. I think the concept of all rounder. I don't know. I don't think like you're gonna have someone who's good at everything. Maybe they're really good at two things at max, but being good at like three things is doesn't sound sustainable because even in training and in practice, how do you even train, for three separate? I think the concept all rounder seems to me like an old concept when there was, not as much pressure or skill involved. But now cricket has evolved with better training, better coaches. So it makes more sense to have people who are good at like one thing and then, above average or I don't know, medium.
Because
So
the term right now uses bowling all rounder or batting all rounder means someone. Jadeja is a bowler who can bat. Hardik Pandya is a batter who can bowl. Because we're using these complex terms to describe a sport which is a simple
yeah,
sort of bat and ball. So, do you think these terms make sense? Batting all rounder, bowling all rounder. For
yeah. I mean,
example, if
batting all
you are
rounder.
good in bowling, you could bat. So, you would be a bowling all rounder. If there's somebody else
Yeah,
who bats, but he can bowl also. So, he's a batting all rounder.
yeah, sure. I mean, you can like the 11 people right in the team, so you can have like four good batsmen, four good bowlers. So that leaves three. So one batting all rounder, one bowling all rounder,
And
and
one,
then the wicket keeper who's like a better batsman. So
yeah.
I think yeah,
Because
that's
even
not
in wicket keeping, we have a batter who can keep, a keeper who can bat. I'm just saying, talking about the complex terms that are being used, which
yeah.
perplex me. So, do we need to use such terms? Because it confuses people. I
No,
think
I think it's pretty good. I like it than the better one or the one that was used previously. Like I remember when I used to watch cricket, it was always he's an all rounder. They never said he's a batting all rounder or he's a bowling all rounder. Like you can't really call like to me that means that sounds like someone who can do both, but is slightly better at batting. He's a batting all rounder,
okay.
right? Like you would not call Zaire Khan a batting all rounder or a bowling all rounder, right?
He won't be in the all rounder category.
Exactly. So
But Pandya
it
will
makes sense.
be,
I,
Jadeja
I
will.
think it makes sense to call someone a batting or a bowling all rounder. It's easier to understand that what
Okay,
they're
but
gonna
I think
expect.
it's an all rounder. Whether you bat or bowl, if you make 60 runs or 40 balls and in 5 overs you take 20 runs, 2 wickets, you've done your job.
It's
Whether
not both because like if you say batting all rounder, then that person is more important when you're chasing, and if you say someone is a bowling all rounder, then that person is more important when you're defending.
what would
Does
you
that make
classify
sense?
Ben Stokes as? Where do you think Ben Stokes does? Because Ben Stokes takes wickets,
No,
makes runs. You don't know who's Ben Stokes?
I have no
He's
idea.
from England, so he's an all-rounder from England.
Yeah,
He's that
I don't know.
heavily tattooed kind of. He's born in New Zealand and plays for England.
Born in New Zealand, plays for England. Yeah, I don't
Means
know.
he got the citizenship of England after one of his parents were born in England. So the parent, but that's a different.
Yeah.
If since you're not into this sport of cricket, so tell me about a sport that you watched recently. Maybe UFC. What did you
Yes.
watch the match where Mike Tyson came?
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch
I
that match.
watched it. Yeah.
So can you tell something about it? Since he
Yeah.
came at an age in which most people are sitting at home, retired, relaxing. So
Yeah.
what do you think was the purpose behind his, let's say, exhibition match?
I don't know. The purpose could be anything. It could be, just he felt he could still do it and he wanted to prove to himself, or it could just be money. Because people still want to watch Tyson. He's a big name. He was a
I
big
think the
name.
last time I watched Tyson was in a movie. He came in a movie.
Yeah, some Chinese martial arts movie, right? About
It was Hangover.
yeah, that was like I think almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any other match? I mean, since let's talk about a different sport. So have you been watching UFC? That's one of your favorite
Yeah.
sports.
Yes. I watched UFC. I think it was on Saturday or Friday last weekend.
So who
Last
were
weekend.
the contenders? What was it?
Um,
Bantamweight, middleweight.
yeah,
What was it?
let me look it up. So I think it was UFC 255. No, Smith was 65. Oh yeah, no, I didn't watch this one. This one was pretty boring.
Just describe the last match. Whenever you watched, whatever you remember about it.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, so the one that I watched was on November 21st.
Okay.
The main fight was Figueiredo versus Perez.
Okay. And
Say
who are you putting your?
flyweight.
Who was your guy to win, and why?
I actually didn't know either of them because it's part of the flyweight division, and these guys are like what 125 pounds, like they weigh. So I only watched, or I only like know of fighters in the middleweight and above divisions. Middleweight is 185 pounds, so
It's 9:30.
Okay.
it's
So when
9:30.
is your next middleweight match? In how much time? In how many rounds?
My next middleweight fight is not for a while.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's this weekend between some guy called Pittori and Hermanson. I have no idea. No idea either of them.
You no idea, but still,
Yeah.
the people you have no idea about, they can surprise you. Now, sometimes the known people can become boring.
Yeah.
You know
So
who's going to win. So still, even
yeah,
if
like
you know nothing about them, how do
yeah,
you, when you watch in how much time in the first round, second round, or in the first 15 seconds, are you able to judge that this guy has a chance because he's getting the shots better than the opponent? How do you decide that? Even if they're completely new in your card. If
yeah.
you watch
So
this match, for example, how will you decide that this guy has a better chance because he's getting the hooks right or he's pinning the opponent? Because sometimes the judges decide in the first round, in the first 1 minute, 4 minutes.
no. So no, for MMA is different. Like the judging is per round.
Yes, yes.
Judges don't decide the outcome of the fight after the first round. Every round is scored separately.
But
So
if they're knocked out in the first round,
that's not the judges. Judges don't come in if
if
if there is a knockout.
the referee calls the match after the first round, then what
Then
happens?
it only goes to the judges if there is no knockout. If there is a knockout, then the referee calls the fight, not the judge. The judge only comes in when there is no
Do you
knockout, no
often
foul.
do judging yourself after every round? Do you give points?
Yeah, I mean, I have an idea about who's winning, but sometimes it's too close. And then judges, like, they
They're
rank things.
former. They're also former
No,
UFC
not
fighters, right?
necessarily. Some guys are like just career judges who have never fought.
So are you
So,
one of those career judges who have never fought?
I mean, I don't, I'm not a judge anyway.
You
I
want,
just
you
bet.
just want to enjoy.
Yeah,
But still, you
yeah,
do
I just
think
watch
in
the
your
fight.
head this guy has a chance if he has a. You must be giving some points after every round. Something, some.
So in MMA, there are not really points to give. Rounds are scored out of 10,
Okay.
and usually a round is like 10-9. 10-9 and goes to the winner. That's it. So that's how it works. And if it's really brutal, like he really bashed the other guy, then maybe it goes to 10-8. And then some rare cases where he's, really damaged the guy, like he's just dominating him throughout the whole round. The score can be 10-7 with 10 going to the winner, obviously. So for usually, let's say in a 3-round fight, if it's, let's say, all three rounds won by the same guy, and the scorecard at the end of the fight would look something like 30-27.
All right. So
Yeah.
will you be expressing your interest in this match even if the fighters are new to what you know? You would be watching it, right? If it's I think middleweight.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's only 2 fights or fighters that I know of, and
You would
one of
have to
them is a light
expand
heavyweight fighter.
your knowledge of fighters because you can't be stuck with two. They will go away, and new people keep on coming after every 3 to 4 years, right? 5 to 6 years. What is the shelf life of a UFC fighter?
Um,
An average shelf life, 3 to 4 years, 5 to 6
I don't
years.
know. I think I've seen fighters fight till like 20 years. I think, yeah, Anderson Silva, he retired after, I don't know, he's in his late 30s or maybe in early 40s right now. So he's been fighting over 15 years.
Okay.
And then some guys just retire after the first or second fight when they get knocked out or something, like publicly, or they get injured really bad. So I don't know what the average is, but it's a brutal sport because you're literally getting knocked out, here in training. So yeah, I don't see how these guys do it for a long time. I mean, anything longer than 5 years impresses me. So,
Okay, that's
but
interesting.
they all start pretty young. They all start like
Let's
24.
assume that you develop interest in these two. So, will you watch more of the new guys you're talking about?
No, I only watch fights where I know the name of the person.
But then, what defines the name? Even these two can make a name for themselves in this.
Yeah, once they make a name, then I'll watch it. I don't really watch.
So,
Yeah.
what defines making a name for yourself in this sport?
If they're popular or if they are really good, like if they're really knocking people out, if they're dominating other people, other fighters in the division, then yeah, I might take notice. But you have to do
Is
something to
it
stand
you,
out.
or are you influenced by outside factors?
Everything, how good they are, how popular they are, who's talking about them on social media and everything. Because right now, there's really no way to tell how popular someone is if not for social media. Like, how do you even tell?
But then
So
social media is also biased and influenced by a lot of factors, right?
yeah, but you can only do that for 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 some time. Eventually, the right guy, usually the most popular guy is a better guy. But yeah,
Like
I
you
agree.
said, you
There's
know
some
William
guy.
because he's been there for 13 years, but you don't know the
Yeah,
other guys because they have just started. So maybe in
yeah,
10 years' time, you will know these new people I talked about,
right.
right?
Yeah, they'll come up. They'll do. They'll probably win some matches in a way that gets them more famous. So yeah, probably happen soon.
That's interesting. It was a pleasure having you today, Saurabh, and I hope you
Yep.
enjoyed the discussion.
Yes, thank you for having me, Aditya. Have a good night.
Yeah, well, you enjoy yourself. I'll go back to my watching the match. As you know, 6 overs have gone, and your favorite guy Virat Kohli is at the crease because Shikhar Dhawan has just got out. So what do you think of Shikhar Dhawan, of his attitude and everything?
Shikhar Dhawan. He's the guy who had that muchi, right? He's the one.
Yeah, he has that mustache.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea how good he is. I just know he's like he's different than everyone else. He just looks different, acts different, but I have no idea about how good he is at. Or I don't know if he's like a baller or a batter. What is he?
He's a batter. He's a normal
All-rounder? Batsman. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard his name in a long time. So
I mean, he's
I don't
been
know.
around for 10 years.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that like right now, like even right now, I don't follow cricket, but sometimes on social media, like other cricket, players pop up, but his name never came up. So
Maybe he's not the social media.
yeah, it's probably not the social media kind of guy. Yeah, that's cool. It's fine. All right, Adi, I will let
Thank
you
you,
be.
Saurabh. It was
Thank you, Aditya.
great
See you soon.
discussion. And so see you till next time. Goodbye.
See you. All right, bye.